Welcome back, Media Junkies!
Yo.
Hello.
For a very special episode. At least for me, but I hope for you guys too.
Yeah, that's special.
No,
Special.
I don't
very
think
special.
it's special at all.
It's been building up for 3 months, so it's definitely something that was like...
Which, just real quick, before we get into anything, I just want to say, congrats. I think we did
Congratulations, Luke.
I think we did. Congrats to you, of course, but I think all three
yeah.
of us did great.
I was gonna say this too.
We made it through the
a very difficult
Yes.
season.
the rough
and
month
many
of
amazing
March.
things came out of it.
And we
so-
only needed to do 2 episodes that were not recorded.
Sure.
Just to preface.
Well, actually, 1 episode recorded. No.
Yeah.
Just to preface, this doesn't matter to the audience, obviously, but this is the first time we haven't recorded at like 6 or 7 p.m.
I know, it feels so
Yeah,
good.
I know.
In a really long
It's
time.
gonna be a different energy for
yeah.
sure.
So.
I don't have my cane anymore because
Fresh off of school.
I've been debating because I was like, it's over now, so maybe I shouldn't bring it around anymore. But like, I might start making some guest appearances. Like,
Yeah.
not everywhere as much.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Where?
So that for everyone who's still in the dark, a musical happened. Which, if
Yay.
you're listening to this, you might have been in it or have seen it and wanted to hear.
Everyone that will see it has seen it.
Yeah,
You
hopefully.
can't see it anymore
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
you want to watch it on.
Yeah, it's at some point, hopefully, because they recorded every single one. So hopefully, somebody's gonna be video, which I really want
I
to
was
see
hoping
because
he would know.
I'm doing all these cool things and I want
I
to see
did
what they
see
look
someone
like.
recording it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Aaron Miller. records
Aaron
every
was
single
recording.
one.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say Aaron was.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff. It went super well. We've beyond my wildest dreams. Everything that happened in it, and we're gonna talk about it today because we have three pretty different perspectives. But before we
Yeah.
start, another thing that came out of this is that people like to get you gifts when you're in shows, and everyone had the similar idea. They were like, "Oh, it's a show about candy. Well, why don't we get him candy?"
I got him the
Yeah.
gift of showing up.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, which was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
A lot of people showed up. I didn't actually think even would because like
Yeah.
there are people who I know are like aren't big musical people, but they're like, let's come and see it. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, and one of the things that one of my cousins got me is this giant
Egg.
because from the
Yes.
Gene Wilder movie,
Egg.
I'll
there
put a picture of it here.
yes of us what did they say, like
Egg.
presenting it.
Yes.
And it's very wonderful to look at. I almost don't
It
want to
is,
open it,
yeah.
but there's a lot of candy in there. We're gonna be
know.
snacking on it during the episode and talking about this show. So.
Yes.
But before we do that, we have one more thing. I keep forgetting, and we're also going to do small talk at the end because everyone who's here might want to just listen to fun musical things.
Right.
But before we begin, we're going to take a shot of this sour liquid. that-
Everyone cheers.
Okay, here we go.
It smells interesting.
I have the
Okay.
bottle. Hunter
All
and
right.
Austin have
Cheer.
the thing.
I
Okay.
didn't cheer you.
Okay.
Okay, cheer.
3, 2, 1. Oh. Actually, that's just tasty. It's not.
That was just good.
That's just pretty good.
Dude, okay. To preface, in the group chat, Hunter was freaking out. He was like, I'm going to die, aren't I? I'm going to drink this and
Well,
it's gonna be the
because
morning."
usually, what is it?
It said toxic waste, super
Yeah,
sour
toxic
strawberry.
waste is like super sour. So I thought, okay, maybe the drink form might be sour too.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just tasty.
I think it's sour, but it tastes good.
They
though.
could have gone harder. They
Yeah.
didn't go hard enough.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They could have put the.
Yeah, the tingly juice. I've been eating bottle caps all day, so
You've been eating bottle caps.
no.
I also thought that's what you said.
I did the candy
Oh.
bottle caps.
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
And so now everything tastes like soda when I eat, which I guess this is soda, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like
This soda tastes
at
like
lunch today, I was
soda.
eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I was like, "Oh, is this carbonated?" It was
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Okay, so what do we do first?
So, well, first I'm gonna crack open this egg.
Okay.
Because I know there's a lot of
Let's see
there's a
what's
lot
in
of
the.
preamble
Let's
here.
see what's in the egg.
Oh.
Ooh.
There's a lot of
Wow,
stuff
look
in
at
here.
that. Whoa.
What is that?
What is that?
It's
Oh, fizzy lifting juice.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. Is it just?
I'm actually gonna record
It's
a video.
carbonated.
Okay, yeah. So
it's
we've
a
got
drink.
Here's our egg.
oh, violet crumble. So one half of my cousins got me just candy, and which is great, and the other half got me candy that was themed around the movie. So we got the violet crumbles, Violet Beauregard, and we got like the gobstoppers,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
gum, the
Yoo-hoo.
I bet that's good actually.
Ooh.
I like
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo. Oh,
Some more Harry Potter.
just because why not?
Yeah.
You know, it looks like I'm gonna be
Ooh.
sick, dude. I'm just getting diabetes
Ooh,
looking at this.
Milka.
Fantastic mix. I like this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Edible paper, which I
What?
think we should all try that at once. Just to write on the
Lollipop.
paper, then eat the paper.
Lollipop.
Wow.
And it's all this stuff.
Holy cow.
So, and obviously, this isn't even all of it. This is like not even half of it, I don't think. But I mean, it's all pretty much fair game, I'd say. If you
Hubba bubba.
anything you want
Okay.
specifically, the only thing I'm probably gonna say I like this too much. I want these, but everything else.
You know, I've been wanting to try these.
you haven't tried 'em yet.
Nerds gummy clusters.
Yes.
I've
Oh,
been
those
seeing
are
these
so
everywhere.
good. I
Yeah,
wanna know
they're
what this-
excellent. All right, just crack them open and so we're gonna talk. So
Okay.
there's a lot like I want to say, but I don't want to just talk about the whole episode because you guys were there too and you guys saw things.
Mm.
And I want to
Should
just talk about the experience.
Get a review out of it?
Yeah.
out of the way?
You two do your review first before we go into like behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
While Austin opens the nerds.
So this was my first ever. Holy cow! This is hard to
Give me
open.
some.
This was my first
really.
ever Barbman musical.
Yeah.
I had never seen any of the past ones for some reason.
Yeah, which to me was like, oh, good, because he doesn't even know going in.
I was blown
what to
away
expect.
at how good it was. I
Yeah.
was not like, even with everything you said, I was not prepared.
Yeah,
for
people compare it to like the closest we have to Broadway, and I'm not just saying that because
I
I
can
mean it. Like
understand that.
Yeah.
I can actually agree with that. Hold on, I'm gonna eat these real
the
quick.
directors, Miss P and Tyler, go above and beyond. They're such amazing people, and they bring out the best in us, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
But very good. There were so many good musical numbers. I thought I'd have to say my two favorite musical numbers. Number one, I think it was called "Believe to Be Seen."
Yeah,
or
it
that
must
one.
be believed to be seen. That is my favorite as well.
Yes. that's
And
really good.
the second would have to be Queen of Pop.
Yeah,
I really
that one
like
rules.
Queen of
I know,
Pop. It's
and
so
they're good. So the thing about this that's different than the movies and the book is that all the characters, like they had personality before, but they're like cranked up to an 11. Like, the closest thing I can compare it to is like Ace Attorney characters, like where their personalities are like very like.
Right.
That's how it was, and it's really really cool. It's fun, and it lets the actors, the people who played them, get to do so much with the character.
And all the actors were great. I mean, well, that sounded like it
Yeah, what was that?
shattered.
It was. You're supposed to like.
I
There's
don't
a
think the
marble.
mic picked that up.
There's a marble in there. You're supposed to push down with this thingy.
You were doing all that while you were talking.
Yeah.
Strange.
So,
I wanna see
okay,
what
so
I want to see
strange.
this flavor.
I just want to tell everyone about this. So I have all this wonderful, colorful candy out here, and the thing Hunter chose to grab was the carbonated water.
Because I really like these. These are really good.
It's like the most candy he's probably ever seen. And you know what's this candy?
Actually, it's not
It's
carbonated
not just
water.
like like Skittles. I'm sorry, Smarties or Smarties. It's not like Skittles or M&Ms. It's all like kind of unique, different stuff.
Exotic
you know?
candy, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you like the Nerds gummy clusters?
What?
How did you like them?
They're very good.
Yeah, they're
very good.
They're very good.
You know what else is very good?
The show.
The music.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I want to get back to it too.
Yeah. So, and not only am I not really familiar with Barbden musicals, or I wasn't before this, but I also hadn't like consumed anything related to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory ever since like I was like really little. Like I watched one of the movies
Yes.
a long time
Which
ago.
is kind of cool because it's one of those things where like very specific things stick in your head. Like
Right.
Wonka, obviously the Oompa Loompa singing. Like maybe you remembered Violet becoming a blueberry. So
And I gotta say, Grandpa Joe, the dude playing him, his delivery was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
especially on the he was kind of nervous at first. That's Dane Courage, by the way. We love that guy. I'm gonna try to give everyone a shout out if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he slowly got more and more comfortable, and he was really good. That scene when Charlie gets the golden ticket and we rain the confetti down from the catwalk. He has to change his clothes on stage.
Yeah.
That was a hard one to get down because but it was very satisfying when they managed to do
Yeah,
that.
it was very good.
So, these are Japanese sodas. They're not like carbon. It's not just water in here.
Ah,
There's,
okay,
There's
interesting.
a flavoring in here. It's citric and it has citric acid in here.
I think most of this stuff probably does, right?
Also really good. So
But I think the reason I liked Has to Be Believed to Be Seen so much is because that ending where you like
Yes.
stick your leg out and it like perfectly syncs with like the lights
Yes,
going on. It was so good.
Yeah, and so what I will say about that, and a lot of things happen in that song and throughout the entire show, is that, and this might sound like mean, but it's not supposed to be said. Miss P and Tyler would tell me like, okay, Luke, so do this. So like go to like run across one side of the stage to the other.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, but I'm also going to do all these fun cane moves and like so I added in a lot of that. So like that I did, I added that in.
Oh,
that
wow.
one, so yeah, and like a
Wow.
lot like it must be believed when I take my hat off and do that. I added that in.
That was really good. I will say, I did notice at one point the only error was
my mic
when-
pack falling off.
Oh, did that happen?
Oh wait, actually that didn't happen on when you guys came, but
I think I don't know if this was intentional, but at one point you called Veruca Violet.
Yeah,
and you,
I did.
Switched it. You were like
I
talking
did
to
do
her.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was so
That
funny.
that is funny.
But it's almost still like in
yeah,
character.
yeah,
now,
yeah.
honestly.
I wanted to work. I wanted to say like, oh, I always get you guys mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, the night after you guys went, I
Mm-hmm.
called one of the actors by their actual name.
Oh, really?
But it was during the invisible maze scene, which is the scene where all of them have to go through this like maze. I'm like,
Yeah.
pretending like it's imaginary, but like they're all like pretending to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Mr. Salt, who is Jacob Anders,
Mm-hmm.
I called him Jacob real quick, but I was ad libbing, so they didn't really, the audience couldn't really hear it. There was music playing, so I think I kind of got that one by,
Yeah.
but it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another actor that stood out to me was oh gosh, why am I blanking on the name? The Bulgarian, the
Salt's dad.
No,
no.
the German, you mean the Augustus Gloop?
yeah, Augustus Gloop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ollie Medina.
Especially during his song, the like dancing was
Yeah.
incredible.
The choreography for that one took a while. I'm not in that song unfortunately, but I still went the day to the choreography because I wanted to learn it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is really hard, but it's fun.
It's very cool.
Yeah. So the first act, for anyone who's still curious and hasn't seen the musical, doesn't know anything about it, is that the first act is all the kids getting their golden tickets and leading up, and it ends with the big, huge, amazing number that I pretty much just came out of my own mind. If I could write a song like that, I would. But and they all go into the factory, and I say, "Do come in." And then the second act is when they're all exploring the factory. So which I think is a pretty good way to structure it. And at first it's like, well, the first half of that story is pretty like bland, you know what I mean? Like at least like in the movies,
Right.
I'm always like, oh, let's just get to the chocolate factory, But I think they really made it more fun in this version.
So the characters aren't introduced like that in the source material.
No, they're just like they get like probably like in Johnny Depp one at least they get like a little 2.5 minute thing where they like do a little interview and you get that personality, but
Yeah.
it's not this huge big number. And
Something I couldn't wrap my head around is are the movies also musicals? Do they have musical numbers?
the Gene Wilder one has songs in it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's a musical because it like Pure Imagination is from that, and it's very famous. But in the Johnny Depp one, like they had the Oompa Loompa singing songs, but
Right.
it wasn't really like a traditional musical like this
Okay.
one was.
Yeah.
It's a stage
I'm interested.
musical.
I kind of want to read the book because
Yeah, I mean it's a kid's book. I grew up with that too. It's very very sweet. All right, Hunter hasn't said anything in a while.
Yeah.
Do you have any inputs?
You guys were talking about.
I know,
it,
we were
so-
kind of ribbing
What
off.
about you, Hunter?
I think the show was just really good. There was a lot of good parts. I liked. It was. I think it's Salt's dad. The the Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Voice amazing.
I know,
I
yeah.
want. I
His
want. I
accent
want.
was
I
good.
want to be like. I want to be able to do that. one day.
Him and ours Veruca Salt, Isla Steidel, who I've known her for a long time. Their accents and the Gloops too, like their accents were incredible. They did a fantastic job. And like, even from day one, they were very excited to get to do that.
Yeah.
Mrs. Gloop is Lauren Wyatt, by the way.
No, I couldn't.
That's who I thought it was.
I couldn't
Yes.
remember exactly, but I saw that she was in it, so I just assumed Miss TV is Kennedy Mack.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And her and I, like that scene near the end when Mike TV gets sucked into the TV and we get to like dance.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite part. It's so much fun.
Yeah. She was really good.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Obviously, she's been the lead many times, and she's
Yeah.
a very talented person.
I just think it's funny that the only person to actually benefit from everything that happened in the Willy Wonka
Yeah.
is Charlie and Mrs. TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Willy Wonka too, I think, because he.
Well, yeah, but I'm meaning like the people who went into the factory.
And for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about and like listens to this outside of knowing us, I played Willy Wonka and my brother played Charlie Bucket, so that was really special for me
Yeah,
because.
I was gonna say that's like a really cool.
Especially for like the last scene, like
Yeah.
that's a very emotional thing for us because it's like I'm a senior now, I'm graduating, I'm handing him my chocolate
Oh, right.
factory, you know,
Right.
and I hand him a top hat, like you know,
Yeah.
it's very symbolic of a lot
Yeah.
of things.
That's very cool.
And it's something I also just want to like say real quick is that like you know how like I've always loved top hats, and I told you about how like I always like have these big musical numbers in my head of like me in a top hat and doing things.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe that actually happened?
Right.
Like that I actually got to do that. I never
Yeah.
thought I'd get to do that.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
And then people were excited for it. Like it still doesn't feel real to me.
Right.
I never really came down.
Yeah. It's so cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. So let's get into some logistics now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like I don't know. Do you want to go like scene by scene, or just I can give some like behind the scenes stuff like let's see.
I'm interested in some
Do
behind.
you have any
the scenes
questions about things like how we did certain things or?
stuff. I'm trying to think. Well, you guys were really good at changing the sets super quickly.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, and that took a long time to get down. Our crew was very impressive.
Because I can't remember exactly.
They're the real Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly when, but the curtains are closed only for like a second. But when they open,
Yes.
it's like a huge set that
Especially
has been moved.
for the biggest one I can think of that even I get impressed every time, and it's like, and I'm on the stage is when I start singing Pure Imagination, and like, and then we get to that one part, if you want to view Paradise, and I open my arms, and then everything is revealed, like the Chocolate River scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
that has to happen so quickly after that song before that, and it is so impressive.
Yeah.
I'm so blown away by it.
Yeah. When
We love our crew.
did your mic pack fall off?
So it fell off twice.
Oh, but that wasn't when we were there. Right?
That wasn't when you were there. It
okay.
fell off. It fell off once on Friday, once on Saturday, and once on Sunday. So when they lift me from Must Be Believed, and they take me across the stage a little bit. Sometimes, and it's hard. I mean, it's no one's fault. It's difficult to work that thing out. But sometimes they would bump it, and my mic would fall out. And there's a part after that where we all lean. I'm like, beyond the store is music, and I would lean and be like, and stuff back in real quick.
I'll say, probably the most impressive part to me as a person that likes filmmaking and stuff.
Yeah.
Would have to be everyone using those lav mics and how effective they were, because lav mics are my least favorite kind of mic because they're so hard to get stable.
Well, it wasn't these kinds of mics. It was like we taped them onto our faces. But the ones that were but they were clipped into.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just it sucks.
And I've never had a lead role before this, so I'd never used a mic like that before.
Yeah.
So it was a new experience for me too, and I almost wish that I had gotten something with it before, so I could kind of understand it better. But
Yeah.
Well, hey, you got to end off your senior year with
Yes.
a lead role.
Listen, I can't think of any other there's no other character that I'd rather play in fiction than Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of a single one. And I keep thinking like, what am I gonna do next? Like, what, you know what I mean? What's my next step? I don't know.
Gotta play in the next movie.
The next Willy Wonka movie.
Gotta succeed.
I gotta figure it out.
What's his name?
The new one?
Just did it. Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie. Did you watch it? Timothy Chalamet.
I heard
Yeah,
it wasn't
Timothy-
that good.
No,
Well, I just heard it was different, and I
Yeah.
take Willy Wonka very seriously. So,
Yeah.
you know, if I knew I wasn't gonna like it going in,
Yeah.
But yeah, a question that I like to answer for the audience, because I'm sure some people would like to know this, is how we did some of our big stunts. Like, I mean, it's clear a lot of them were body doubles, but like we got Augustus Gloop up the pipe and
Right.
Blue Violet Beauregard up. So she has under her, but Violet Beauregard, when she eats the gum, she has like under her outfit is like a big blow up pumpkin, like Halloween pumpkin costume.
Okay.
And whenever she eats the gum, she like turns around, starts freaking out, and screams help. And when she does that, she like hits it a little bit, like very like sleight of hand,
Yeah.
and it blows up. And then and then
That's
she runs off
interesting.
stage at one point, and we throw out a body double. That
Yeah.
it looks a lot like her, and they like volleyball her around, like
Yeah, it was
slam
fun.
dunk or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
And another thing that I added in was the off to the side during the Oompa Loompa songs. I don't know if you guys saw, but I was like breaking it down and dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted me to just stand there, but I was like, I'm gonna dance.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
I think it's funny whenever like someone was gonna eat like something or do something, Willy Wonka's just like, no, don't do that.
Mike, no,
stop.
stop.
Yeah,
No.
Everyone I talked to says that was their favorite line that I had, and I'm so happy because it took me a while to get that line delivered in the best
Yeah.
way I could, and I thought, and it's really funny. It is
Yeah.
definitely one of my favorites.
It's just so funny
Mike,
because
no, stop.
he just does not care.
And that's from the Gene Wilder one too. He says that.
Mm.
It's funny. The whole story I think is just it's full of so many little moments
Yeah.
that like Charlie a Friend and the Golden Ticket. At least when I watch the movie, will never like not get me giddy and like it's so
Yeah.
magical to me.
Yeah. Well, because I liked it because it subverted expectations so many times. Because they keep again like, is he gonna get it? Nope. He
Yeah,
didn't
and
get it.
in this
So it's
version,
like-
they even have like fake you out twice.
Yeah.
Because it's like you think that he still has one more chance because he can buy it from the vegetable lady, Mrs.
Right.
Green, who's Taya Graham. And she's like, I just got vegetables again, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? So how's he gonna get the golden ticket?
Because obviously you know he's gonna get it. So
Yeah.
that's the hard part.
Right.
Is like
Yeah.
kind of.
My friends and I made jokes about writing versions of the story where like different kids win. Like what if Mike TV won?
Yeah.
like Charlie died or something.
Yeah.
Would that even be like possible? Because did Willy Wonka even like he probably knew that Charlie was gonna win.
So this is what I wanted to explain to you guys. So I didn't even realize
in
this
the
until
book. He said something of his name. He said Charlie's name
yes
in the book. That was like.
Well, there's
wait a
even
second.
more than that. So throughout the musical, at least, I don't know, I don't think I've ever noticed this in the movies, but there's hints throughout and little things you can pick up on that Willy Wonka knew exactly how everything was going to go. He knew how all the kids were going to die, and he knew that Charlie was going to get the factory. So at the end of the musical version, there's this big, really, really cute scene where Wonka takes Charlie and Mr. Bucket up to the imagining room. And I have my journal up there where Wonka writes all of the things that he, all his ideas he's ever had.
Right.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to go, me and Mr. Bucket are going to go sign some papers. Charlie, you stay here, but don't touch anything. When really he wants him to, it was like a test to see if he would, and while Charlie's reading it, he reads 4 things that Wonka wrote in there. And those 4 things are, don't drink from the chocolate lagoon, the mixing room, bad nut, and, the chocolate has to be very, very big, Charlie, because the television makes things so very, very small, which is the 4 lines that kind of alluded to how the kids were going to die.
Right.
That scene is framed as like, oh, look, it's all Wonka's little secrets. That's so cute. But like, if you think about it, it's like,
yeah, he was planning to kill his
it's actually kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Which almost makes that must be believed to be scene song even more like sinister. He's planning it. It was like, dude, come in.
I think it makes it even as I said, he planned for Charlie to be the only one left because he was, and he knew he was going to be Charlie going to be in there too, because he said in the book Charlie.
Yes, I know. It's really cool. And also something else about this one that I think is a really cool addition is that Willy Wonka also, for the first act, is disguised as the owner of the candy store, which is not in the other versions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay.
No, so he kind of he leaves $1 on purpose so Charlie will go and buy it, and he plants the Wonka, the golden ticket I think so.
That's crazy because I would have fully believed or expected that him being in disguise was in the source material because that's just so good.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It makes sense. It brings the story together.
It adds more to their relationship.
I agree. I always thought that.
When I saw that, I felt like I watched the movie and I'm like, did I just never realize that he was not the guy? Was he that he was the guy in there? And then you just told me no, he wasn't. So I was like, okay.
Wasn't.
Who wrote this musical?
I don't actually know. I don't know much about the musical itself because
Roald Dahl.
I probably will do more research on it now that it's over. But in the moment, whenever if I were to because I watched a YouTube version of it that's illegal or whatever. I watched and I got intimidated by it because it was so good, and I was like, well, I want to do good too. I don't want to watch it because I get very in my head about it. So I haven't done much research on it, but I know Christian Borle is the guy who played Wonka, and he's a really fantastic voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look more into it, but the musical is probably my favorite version of the story.
Yeah,
because I think that the stuff it added and the way that it tells the story is the most engaging and fun and different.
And can we talk about for a minute Veruca Salt's death?
Oh yeah, yeah, we can bring that up.
that was,
that old chestnut.
Yeah, she probably had it the worst, I think.
Yes, and I don't think any other version of this story has done it the way that.
Well, okay, here's a question I have because there were a couple times after each kid died where you would say a line like, well, don't worry, just go scoop them out of the river. Go get them. Are they still alive?
No.
I think that I've had a lot of it because that's how it is in all the versions, and I've had thoughts about this before, and that I think that part of it is so that they don't, kids reading it or watching it can be like, okay, they didn't die. They're just, you know what I mean? So it's oh no, they're just in the juicing room, or they're gonna stick her back together. But in reality,
they're dead.
Yeah, I think that he wanted to write a dark story, but I also think that he, because the same guy who wrote Matilda. I've ever seen that with the Trench Bowl.
Yeah.
And James and the Giant Peach.
So they're meant to be dark, but also read by children at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and I grew up with all of his books, so this is very meaningful to me in more ways than one.
Yeah.
I kind of decide what to eat next. Why don't we take a break here? Actually, why don't we talk about Veruca Salt's death first? Excuse me.
I want that one really pop.
So in our version of the story, the musical version, when Veruca Salt dies, rather than just falling down the chute, like she does, I think she does that in both of them. She falls down a thing in the Golden Goose Room. She is ripped apart by all the squirrels. They tear all her limbs off, and we had a body double that had detachable limbs.
Yeah.
And
the body, it's a stunt double.
Yeah, his body's a stunt double.
Just ripped apart another person.
Yes, she's very talented. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And,
very talented.
Rest in pieces. They
didn't even have blood for that. They did really good.
Yeah. So on closing nights, I don't know if this was with. I don't know if it was with the director's consent or not. I can't remember. But they cut off her head.
Oh my god!
and they smashed on the floor and her head came off, and then they
god
held up her head.
Holy cow!
And like her foot was already falling off, and they were like, "Let's just break the foot off too." So
Oh,
they had like
God.
all, and so then a few people,
So it's even more gruesome.
and then
then.
a few of the cast members got to like keep parts of her.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's
Now I
pretty
wish
cool.
you would have went on Sunday to see that.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I seriously was. I worked Sunday, but if I hadn't, I was really contemplating.
Yeah, because
going
it's
again.
one of those things that's like I'm happy you got to see it once, but like if you see it like even just 2 times, you can get 2 different like look at it in
Right.
2 different ways.
And like, even just the one time isn't enough to really cement it in
right,
my head.
but that almost makes it more special because it's like
Right.
that was the one experience you'll get
Yeah.
with it. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Another thing that we changed on closing night was when I throw my exploding bonbons to give to your enemies, and it's like those popper things.
Oh, yeah.
I had been rationing out a box.
Mm.
And I was down to like my last 2, and Miss P was like, "Well, Luke, we have like 3 other boxes here," and I was like, "I didn't realize."
Yeah.
And she said, "What are we gonna do with all the extra poppers?" And she was like, well, okay, we'll just throw them for the last one. So
Yeah.
I had like 20 of them, or even more than 20. And what I did was, I had 20 in my pockets, and what I did was, like, in intermission, I told all the kids, so I'm going to list their names so that they all get credit. Ollie, Zaya, Isla, and Brendan Lewis, I don't think I said his last name yet, and their parents,
Yeah.
Lauren, Jacob, Joe, and I think it was Joe that night, but there's 2 different people who play Mr. Beauregard.
Oh, okay.
But Joe and who's the last one? Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah.
Duh. And I told them all. So guys, we got the last 2 bonbons tonight. I know it's very sad. The final 2, and so they were all like, okay, so we're just gonna throw 2, and then I threw like 30 of them or whatever, and so they all like jumped and screamed on stage,
Yeah.
like they didn't know I was gonna do that. And what I did was, since I couldn't, and
Very Gene
Zaya,
Wilder.
she's a good. Her and I have like our scenes for some reason. We had a hard, I had a hard time with those scenes because I'm used to having really long lines that I can memorize.
Yeah.
But for some reason with her scenes, I have a lot of like one sentence, then they say something in one sentence, and so her and I had to get really good at like improvising when I flubbed up.
Yeah.
So her and I have a really good at improvising and stuff. So since I couldn't, I had to have my hands free to reach in my pockets to grab all the 20 whatever poppers. I handed her my cane on stage. I was like, "Here, can you hold this real quick?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay." and everyone in the audience was like, "I guess that's what was supposed to happen."
Yeah.
It was really funny. I was happy in that moment. I got to
That
do
reminds me of the cash bag joke where you hand him the cat. That was really good.
That was good, yeah.
I really
That
liked
one took us a while to get down too.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so I'll explain. I am at the end of whenever Caleb or Charlie,
Yeah.
whenever Charlie is like leaving the candy shop for the first time, and I'm like closing up because all the chocolate's gone. I'm like, "Oh, you know what? Here," and I hand him a bag of money, a giant bag of money, and he's
Yeah.
like getting all ecstatic, and then like I move something, and then they come back and take it from him like,
Yeah.
"Thanks."
Yeah.
Then I say, "You missed a spot back there."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, there's a lot of really quick jokes.
Yeah.
I will say, it wasn't Grandpa Joe. It was someone else on the bed. The guy that like is really depressed.
Yeah,
He-
somebody come in.
His actor was really good. As
Yeah,
well. He had great.
Tony
jokes.
Arthur did a good job. Yeah, and then the grandmas were Josephine, who was Jacqueline Gwamba, and Georgina, who was Delaney Dawson.
Yeah.
I wish I had worn my shirt because I could make sure I wasn't missing anybody.
He's wearing the Little Mermaid right now.
No,
Yeah.
this was 4 years ago.
Jeez.
Um,
Oh yeah, that was.
it was an excellent show.
Forgot about that.
I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but the general consensus seems to be that Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast were the best shows. I never got to see Beauty and the Beast, and I was in Little Mermaid, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you were a crab.
I was a turtle, I think, or
Oh,
something.
you were.
I can't remember.
Turtle, that's what I forgot.
Yeah, but that was fun. Yeah, so I've been ensemble 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
For anyone who's wondering.
Nice.
And
never lead in the last year.
I know. Well, because I mean, this is the part that spoke to me. Like this
Yeah.
is the only
Yeah.
part that I feel like I would feel this, satisfied after playing.
Yeah. All right. Are we doing edible paper?
Yeah, let's do
break?
edible paper break.
Edible paper break.
I have no idea how this is gonna taste. So
We can
Yeah.
have the pen too.
Is the pen edible?
No, not the pen itself. but-
So Wonka was a real company for a while, and I never got to have any of their candy.
Oh, it was.
Well,
Yeah, and
Wow.
well, they made like I think Nerds was a Wonka thing for a while,
Yeah,
and bottle caps were, which is what I
Yeah.
was eating. I ate like a whole box today, and I feel
You
sick.
ever had snow caps? Those are so good.
Yes, I have.
Mm.
Is this?
It's a pen
Okay.
that you can write on.
So it's
not
edible
paper.
ink.
I think edible ink. Okay, everyone has to write something. Write a little
Okay.
fun.
Are we
fun
gonna
note.
write something nice about each other or no?
No, just write something. I don't know. I'll go first. Hold on. The pen is like double wrapped for some reason. Don't me. Don't use your default reaction to that. This is a time of distress for me.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be the source of the flavor.
Don't eat it yet.
I'm not. I'm just smelling.
Hunter,
it.
get two little nibbles.
What's it taste like?
Nothing.
Like my teeth
Nothing?
are disintegrating.
I think it's.
Maybe the ink
Okay.
is the main flavor.
That's what I just said.
Oh.
If you would have listened to anything I,
don't listen-
say,
I never
Look at
listen to
this
what you
pen.
say.
wow, don't do
This pen is
that.
making bubbles. Okay.
Mhm.
How is it?
Oh, that's gonna be hard to write
That's
with.
not really a pen, is it? L. I meant to write a W.
Loser.
W.
Okay. You're not gonna have enough. Okay. Oh god.
I went crazy and got all over myself.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna try and write here. How hard is this?
It's really hard to write with, dude. Don't you're not gonna get to eat your words. I'm gonna make you eat those words.
Yeah. Hold on, I can do this. Okay, just give me a second.
I've never had one of these. This is. Just
I
like,
know I want one of those. So
This
bad.
is like
I
the
love those.
well, gotta be Willy Wonka. Sorry. This is like
Okay. I'm almost there.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm gonna break the silence here.
I had one of those a long time ago.
I'm
It was
eating
really good.
like I've never had one of these. It's like a lollipop. It's like the default
It's a
like
lollipop. It's
basic
like-
lollipop that you'd see like in cartoons and stuff.
God, you're gonna have a lot of flavor in yours. What are you?
Yeah. What are you doing?
What are you writing out?
Hold on.
I can't even tell what you're...
There you go. Can you read that?
No.
You can't read that?
Peace
What about-
and love.
No, that's not what it says. What is it? You don't see that?
No, I can't.
Oh god. No,
It's dripping.
Okay, here, take this. It says peace out, WW.
Oh, Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
To send off to the show. Yeah, take a big bite of that cracker like substance.
Hmm.
What does it taste like?
This is not good.
Ha. Yeah, no offense to anyone who got me candy. I mean, do you think anyone out there is like, man, I'm really craving some edible paper right now? Like, I'm really in the mood for some edible paper.
Oh, man.
Wow, Hunter's like making an art piece over there.
This is going in there. Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna drink any more of your strawberry smoothie?
No, I'm okay,
Strawberry
I'm okay.
smoothie?
It's
Strawberry
very refreshing, but
Sorbet.
smoothie. Okay. All right. I mean, Hunter and I are gonna try ours, and then we're gonna get back to the action. Because I really want to talk about Violet Beauregard's scene when she blows up.
how is it?
This
Tasty.
is the body of Christ. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like
does,
the
yeah.
communion. Oh,
I died.
Yeah.
it's awful.
It's terrible.
Just because it's edible doesn't mean just.
You're just gonna go in for to have face cam for.
You know, paper is also just edible, you know?
Yeah,
That does not sound
to
edible.
quote Willy Wonka.
Listen.
Everything
to
in
this.
this room is eatable. Even I'm eatable. But that is called cannibalism,
Yeah,
my dear
yeah,
children.
yeah.
That sounds like.
That's the paper breaking.
I know, but that sounds like
Paper
what's it
doesn't
called?
break like that. You have to rip it. You can't just like crack it.
Yeah.
You're trying to write you're trying to write like an essay and then the crack.
Yeah.
The paper cracks.
What? My paper broke.
Oh, guys, you have so much.
That's because children.
So much
Wait,
more
pink
paper.
might be a different flavor, so we have to try it.
Okay.
I didn't mean to
You
keep-
didn't even give me one.
I piled them all in there. This is awful. I'm not eating any more of it. Is it a different flavor? The yellow one wasn't even a flavor. Why would I think it's a different flavor?
It tastes like.
It almost tastes worse.
Really? Let's
Yeah.
see. Tastes like computer because it was on your.
Oh.
I have one.
Oh my god. That's
Why are
bad.
you handing me one, Hunter? I have one. Why do they open my open Willy Pop?
Oh, it's so gross. It gets worse the more you eat it.
I'm gonna drink this.
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink.
Holy
Bottoms up,
moly. I gotta. Find
can't,
another
like,
piece
chug
of
this.
candy.
You're left out.
I know. I don't have a tasty beverage. Hold on.
No. Well, you do, but you put your paper in it.
No.
That's
What
a
is this?
mallet.
Paintball pops.
It's one of those things at like at carnivals when you hit them on the thing and the thing goes up. You know, that's what it is.
The strength testers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted to talk about Violet.
Yeah. So I know I already did talk about Violets, didn't I? Which one did I talk about? Mike TV.
Mike TV. Yeah.
So that one to me, that's always the biggest like reaction from the instant reaction from the audience.
because that was pre-recorded and it had all the TV
yes,
references.
which I don't know if we really were supposed to use those, but it's over now, so it's not like it really matters. Mike TV's death scene when we have like when he's like in Mario Bros and stuff, and he's in I know.
Okay. So sorry to like stop you there.
That's okay.
When you showed the bridge, I was like, "Oh, that's Full House, isn't it?"
Oh yeah, it
And
was.
it's right as soon as I said that, it went
Yeah.
Full House. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
funny.
So it starts with Full House, and like we go through all the channels, and then like the Brady Bunch comes up, and Brendan pops up in the middle of it, like he's part of it, and then it's really cool. Tyler did a great job editing that. It looks really cool, and that was part of it that I knew you would think was interesting.
Yeah, it was very cool.
And then when she reaches into the TV and grabs the little him out, that the audience always goes nuts for that part. It's so cool.
It was good.
We have him. I'll show you a picture here. That's not. I just opened up my messaging app we have him displayed on our TV along with props from other shows that they've done.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Hey, look, is that edible paper?
What? What
it says Dippin' Dots. There's Dippin' Dots in
if you're gonna crack those open, I would like to try one.
Dippin' Dot bubble gum?
Okay, it's gumballs that have Dippin' Dots inside.
Well, it's candy. I don't know if it's exactly.
The candy
It
man
says gumballs
cause he
with
mixes
candy.
it with
I
lava.
want Dippin' Dots now.
Yeah, so I got to wear a top hat. That suit was like literally just something out of my dreams, like, and the top hat too. Like it's so perfect.
It's my favorite color.
On the last night of every show, the seniors get to go around and give a little speech.
Everyone
And I brought my original purple top hat that I got, and I showed everybody like, look, this is my dream, and now you guys have made it come true. And it was really sweet. Yeah.
What is
All right,
this?
do you want yellow or orange?
You want orange?
Yeah, I'll take orange.
You want,
Hunter took the
you want
good
Oregon?
color. Well, it has the logo on it. What
Yeah,
the heck?
because it's my favorite color.
Okay, Dippin' Dots, bubble, whatever.
Cheers, guys.
There you go.
Dink, dink.
Dink.
Well, it doesn't taste like anything yet. So.
Let's see you.
Also, I just want to mention that the big mallet that Austin's eating is orange, and his lips are all immediately orange.
Where's the Dippin' Dots at?
It's the little things that are inside the candy. You might have just crushed them up already.
Yeah, I think mine got molded in.
Oh,
It tastes like Fruit Loops a little bit, which I actually quite enjoy.
It kind of just tastes like regular bubblegum.
Yeah, I like it. I have a nasty sweet tooth, so.
Filled with candy.
Filled with candy beads. Yum. So is it? Will it turn into gum that I have to like, chew?
That's what it is.
Oh no, I shouldn't have eaten that yet.
I
then.
know, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
I didn't say that at all. You can spit it out in the edible paper. Anyway,
I tried some of this. It's kind of
a fun fact. I don't think she'll mind me sharing this, but Isaiah Wilson, who played Dolly Beauregard, hates bubblegum. Hates gum.
Really?
Yeah, in general. We all thought that was very funny when she told us that. And she has to chew a lot of gum.
Ugh.
The whole show she's chewing gum, which is like, thank goodness. She doesn't have to do any of those stunts that like Veruca does in in her song when she's like dancing around and getting lifted and stuff. Because the gum will not last that long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, gum going bad.
Something a little Easter egg that I added in. On the opening night, I decided to add this in, but during Candyman, when it opens up and I give my "My name is Willy Wonka" speech, which is a really cool moment, by the way. Like when I first open that door, I always feel so cool.
Yeah.
I kind of paced back and forth.
Okay.
And what I started to do was I paced in the ways that I paced was the way that I walk in It Must Be Believed to Be Seen.
Yeah.
So like how I start, I go through the middle, and then I get carried off to the left and back. So that's how I walked. I mirrored that scene, which I think is a pretty cool little Easter egg.
It was really cool, yeah.
I don't think anyone really even picked up on that, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah. So I kind of want to talk about like pre-production. So like how hard was it to memorize everything?
So well, for me, I've never been this passionate. I think the last time I was this passionate about something probably was like when we started this podcast. Like, and this might even be more so because this is like my lifelong dream. But
right.
I was so happy to be in this role and get to say these things that I like memorized them because I was like, oh, I get to say that. And when I was on stage doing my lines, I was like, oh, I get to say this line next. It wasn't like, oh, I have to remember what to say. You know what I mean? There were a few that were like that. But
so it wasn't hard.
For me, at least, it wasn't that hard because I was so passionate about it. And everyone, this was one of the most passionate casts I've ever seen. Everyone loved their roles.
Everyone did seem to very much enjoy their roles,
which is perfect because. That's what we need in this kind of especially this kind of show with so much big like energy.
Well, so I'm interested in because obviously we've had to record so late because you've been doing rehearsals for like 2 months.
Yeah.
How did those work? What exactly did you guys
honestly, so and this is something that I really like that Miss P does is that and some people have different opinions about this, but I really liked it that they're pretty freeform. So we get there, she's like, all right, so these few songs need some work, so we're going to do this. Maybe we'll take some groups to work on that song, and some of you leads will do some lines and stuff, and then we'll work on these specific songs. And that's how it kind of was during, like, February, a little bit of January, and then March was mostly running the show.
Okay.
You know, so that kind of thing. like when costumes came in, that was like a fun day because everyone like got to like show off their costumes. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
What else? Like the props, when all the props came in, that was really cool because so you got to think about for all those props that there were, the days that we didn't have those props were very strange.
Right.
Especially like this kind of show was like that with like the Violet Beauregard scene without her giant body double.
Right.
Or the Augustus Gloop scene without him going up the pipe. Like it was weird. We had to imagine a lot of it.
Yeah, which is
yeah, pure imagination.
Yeah,
that's the theme of the show.
Whoa.
I hated that song when I started it because it was not at all. And before, I'm going to preface this by saying that I do not actually enjoy singing. I enjoy performing and I enjoy like the process of like getting to be the character and stuff. But when it comes to like singing, having to like rest your voice and like match pitch and get temp, like that it's too overwhelming for me. I don't really like it that much. But if it's for something I love, I'll absolutely do 100%. But it's not like a career I want to pursue, like as a singer.
Yeah.
So for Pure Imagination, I hated that song because it was so hard because it's so high and I'm not a very high singer, so it was hard for me to sing. But now it's one of my favorite songs in the whole show because it's so sweet.
Right.
Let's see, there's so much to talk about. I'm trying to think. Probably should have structured this better. But
Here, I'll give you.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could do rankings.
Rankings?
Like ranking all the kids' deaths.
We can do that, but first I have a question.
Okay,
for you.
question for me.
I want to know.
Here, you gotta put the microphone. Like.
Oh.
No, this. You got like. I have a question.
Okay, yeah, I have a question. For you.
They can't see what.
Please
you're
don't lick the lollipop, please. Okay. It's mine. What if you had to choose would be your absolute favorite thing about this
about the show,
about this musical?
Just like the musical itself, or about the experience of doing it.
Everything. Just
I think my favorite thing was getting to wear like the Luke Gordon outfit, like the purple suit, and be the most Luke Gordon character possible, and for people to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's so eccentric and weird. It's like this weird fantasy of mine, but like that people want that for me.
Right.
That's such a unique feeling that I don't think I'll ever get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
And another thing was Hunter. I texted this, but like Hunter is a very sarcastic person, but he was very like nice and candid after the show, which I really appreciated. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was a great experience all around. It brought together all facets of my life. Like I had friends from theater camp there, friends from school, obviously. I meant to say friends, but
you have kids.
Well, some of them were younger, like very young. So friends from like church and everything possible. So it was perfect way to end off my senior year. Like that, everything from here is like gonna be like falling action until I go out to college.
Yeah, everything's just gonna be kind of boring now.
Yeah, I have magic singer stuff to do, but that's not as fun. That's not my dream.
Yeah. Okay, so ranking the kids' deaths.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think here. So.
I know I gotta.
So he's caressing.
Hold on, I'm gonna spin my gum out real quick before Austin gets into it. So hold on. So, and this is strictly the musical version. You know what I mean?
Right.
So here, I'm gonna put this in Hunter's trash cup.
My trash cup.
So we got Gus is going out the pipe, Violet Beauregard blowing up, Veruca getting ripped apart. And I have my ranking, but you guys can, because I've thought about it.
I don't want to.
I would have to say.
I'll go. I already have mine.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I need to think about it more.
I don't think it's the worst one, as in like it's bad. I just think that there's a lot more. I mean, there's not really much you can do with this one. Is Augustus Gloop's?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the first death, and the actor did amazing. What they had, but it's just kind of not as exciting as like the other ones.
It sets the tone. It sets the tone for how like kind of silly they're gonna be. Is it?
I thought that was your dad.
It's not.
But it was just somebody.
It sets it is a tone setter, and then the rest of them you get more and more wild.
And then the next one, I gotta say, I think it just kind of goes down.
Oh really? Yeah.
It just gets better and better. Actually, I think I might replace TVs, like swap TVs with
Veruca Salt. Yeah. That's the one that like I always get the biggest reaction on it. I think I might agree with you. I think I do like TVs more just because it holds more memories to me. Like that song Vidiots is like a total like that's a song I listen to outside of, it's like a total banger. It's like a video game song kind of.
Yeah, I would have to say my ranking would probably be Augustus Gloop at the bottom. Then
well, I mean they go up to the top.
Yeah. You know what I mean. And then Violet, the big bubble. And then. I would have to say Mike TV next.
Yeah.
And then probably
Veruca Salt. And probably different for me too because I was backstage with this stuff for so long and I got to really know the ins and outs of it.
Also, just because I really like the squirrel song.
Yeah,
I just thought that was really good.
And
yeah.
I'm just saying that that one's the Veruca Salt one is my favorite because just like the way they just tore off the limbs,
the shock value.
Honestly, Mike TV's was also really amazing with the way that you get like it was edited into like having him like in the like it looked like he was on the TV.
Every time I told someone like, "Hey, we're doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in my school," they were like, "How are you doing that on a stage?" Because that story relies on special effects to make it like so. So it is one of the most. Miss B said it's the most special effects and props she's ever had for a show, which I believe. This is her 10th show, so she had to go. She had to go big or go home. And I'm very glad that I got this opportunity because I really wanted to do, because like, I used to love theater stuff. I used to do it all the time, and I always wanted to get a lead role, but like as the years went on, I didn't care as much. I started just auditioning for ensemble. But then I got a role because the character really spoke to me. So I didn't play this because I wanted to, because when I was in 6th grade, I did theater because I wanted attention and I wanted to be cool and unique. And I'm not afraid to admit it, but now it's like I just want to do it because it's fun, because it makes people happy. You know?
Yeah.
And if my dreams coming true make people happy, then that's just an added bonus.
Yeah. And I gotta say, another reason like Queen of Pop, that song sticks out to me so much, and I like it so much, is because towards the end, or like at the end, the lights that come on, you guys only use those once.
I didn't even know that actually, because I never see it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
The lights,
like
big
stuff.
bulbs flash, and it's only used during that one song, which makes it really memorable, and it's like
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that was really cool
that definitely works for her song for sure. Anthony and Joe are both great, but I know Joe very well, and he really got into his role near the end of the show, and when he does it, it is so fun.
Yeah.
I think it was the reporters was cool.
Yeah,
funny,
Cherry and Jerry. That's Melora Shue and Kelton Womack. They were great, like duo,
Yeah.
Like when they were at Miss P's favorite part of the show. This line and one other one, but whenever they're like signing off and they're like, "Stay safe out there," and then Melora's like, it's nice to finally be able to touch you. We're still live.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
And then the other one that she loves is "He sorts my nuts," which I say. And
welcome to the nut room.
Yeah, I know. When I said that on Saturday, I like looked in your general direction because I was like, I knew that you would that you were excited for that part. You're on pins and needles waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
And the reason I knew you guys were sitting was that for Candyman. Before the show starts, I'm behind that wall. Like, so really, almost, as everyone's kind of walking into the theater, I'm like behind there the whole time, just like lurking behind the wall, waiting to come out. And there's like little like slats in the wall, like little like breaks that I can like peek through and look at the audience. So I knew where all my friends were sitting in like, every show. Which is pretty cool. And it's cool too because Willy Wonka breaks the fourth wall. He's the only character in the show, I think, that breaks the fourth wall a lot. Like I look at the audience all the time. Like he's entertaining them along with everyone else. So and for me that's cool because I like fourth wall breaks are one of my favorite things in media, and I still haven't really figured out why. But like when a character like
when it's start talking to you,
not even that, but like when they like do like in the Must Be Believed to Be Seen song, when like for no reason everyone just starts doing like a waltz and then goes back to like like that's cool to me, but I don't know why it's cool. It just is like it's like different and it tricks you. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is weird, by the way. This Whirly Pop, it doesn't really taste like anything.
That's the same with this one.
Yeah, and I'm not making any progress on it. Like, how long do you think it takes this to eat?
Like 3 hours, or more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, buckle in.
We're not staying here until you finish that.
Okay.
I just think it's funny that Austin's like teeth are becoming orange because of it.
Okay, how about this? Best prop. What prop stuck out to you? There's a lot of work done on those.
Dang, that's difficult.
The only ones you guys got to see up close was my cane, and that one.
The cane was pretty cool.
They did a good job on the cane.
So did they make all the props themselves?
Most of them. Some of them were reused from other shows.
I know you said Mike TV's Nintendo Switch was your Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that was a little thing that when my Switch got waterlogged, that was mine. That they were like, we need a broken Nintendo Switch, and I was like, he gets his shining moment. Which I think
it's been in it's been in storage for so long, and now it's finally gonna get a shining moment.
And then I just like, I'll take that, and I put it in. That's a scene I haven't. Before we say whatever the thing I favorite prop, one more thing I want to talk about first is the first song of Act 2, Strike That, Reverse It, where it's just us and the box on stage, and there's like a person who is Stella Studemeyer who did a great job because that is a very hard thing to do. Who they stick their hand out and give me things and take things from me.
Yeah.
That scene took a while to get down.
Yeah.
Which you can imagine because it's so fast and so much happening. And a funny little thing is that the same day that we started putting her in the box and doing it with that was also the same day that we opened the pit cover. So I was so nervous the entire time that I was gonna like slip and it was gonna fly into the pit in the box. I was so scared, and so Miss P and Tyler added in like the part where Mr. Salt and Beauregard come and push it for me for like a little bit because I was like I don't want to do this. I don't want to hurt Stella.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all worked out, and yeah, that scene like I don't know if you guys could tell, but like there's a few little moments where I get kind of out of breath.
Yeah.
I got better at it as it went on.
Yeah.
Because I
didn't notice.
Yeah, but like because it's like like it goes so fast and it's great. It's a really fun song.
Yeah.
I mentioned to Austin when Caleb was up there when he had to like sing for like that good like chunk when he was in the store.
Oh yeah, like, Willy Wonka.
I could not do that. I had to take like 5 breaths between all of that.
I know. Yeah. Well, it's something that like just kind of happens naturally when you sing is like you have to like learn how to do breath control, which I've never been good at. I had to, and for me like a lot of the stuff that I do singing wise is all just for this show. So like it's like, wow, Luke, you're really good at like hitting high notes, and it's like not really. I can just do those specific notes in that specific song. You know what I mean? That was an example. I don't hope that doesn't sound like pretentious, but that was just an example.
Wow, this man is so pretentious.
Some people because like, I feel bad because this doesn't happen often, but sometimes when you get everything you've ever wanted, there are people who get jealous, and I never really had that before, but sometimes that happens, and it's hard for me. I have to be careful about what I say and do because I never know what's gonna make people feel like bad about themselves. So
yeah,
and it's hard when there's something that I'm just so unbelievably passionate about as this. So I probably goofed up a few times. But
no, I would be. That's why I could obviously never do something like a musical unless I was just like like one of the people in the background or something because I cannot sing. It's just not in my bones.
And I was the same way. I was the same way as you. I didn't want to sing. Like I thought that it was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can sing if I'm Willy Wonka. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's someone outside. I don't
like if they made a Red Dead 2 musical and you got Arthur Morgan.
Oh, I would 100%
exactly.
do that.
You would want to learn how to sing.
Right.
So that's how it was for me. And I'm probably never gonna like do singing things again after this. I hope this doesn't make people sad because I know a lot of my friends want me to, but I don't like it. It stresses me out too much. I had to like rest my voice. I don't know if I have to have a picture of it, but I got this thing called a nebulizer. Which if you don't know what that is, I wouldn't blame you because it's weird.
I do not.
But
know what that is.
It looks like something I should not be doing.
Okay.
So that's what it looks like. It's if you can throw a picture up there of it.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah. It looks like a vape, but it's not. It loosens up your vocal
Luke,
cords.
you were vaping were vaping on set, Luke.
No, actually,
how
I didn't
dare
think it was
you?
on set, but
It's for kids
I wasn't
too.
vaping at all.
That's the vape
Yeah,
for
that is
kids.
it has a fun bear on it. Actually,
There's a vape for kids.
it's not true. Actually, there probably
It's
is.
So what does
bad.
that feel like?
So it actually doesn't feel like anything at all.
Really?
Yeah, it just is like it just loosens up your vocal cords. So like when you sing, you can sing better. But I don't feel it happening.
Yeah.
But I had to use it because I'm not a trained vocalist. Like a lot of
Oh.
Austin just put his sucker in this gross red juice, which I'm not a big fan of.
It's gonna
That'll
like
season it.
it's
You're
gonna
not a
be
big fan of it, but you drank the entire the whole wow.
I think he's talking about the
He's
fact that
chugging it.
I think he's talking about the fact that you put it in
I'm not
there.
a big fan of that you put that in there.
Oh.
I am a big fan of this. I like it. Although, whenever things are packaged like in bottles like this, I always feel like I'm never gonna get to drink that again because it looks unbelievably expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's never that expensive. It's like maybe like $2.
It just looks expensive, so it feels like I'm having a very unique experience. Let me have this.
No, I won't, Luke. I won't.
What
let
haven't
you
we talked
have
about yet?
this.
We haven't really talked much about Veruca's first song, which was a hard one for them to get down. But I was there. I was trying to cheer them on because that's a hard one to do. Like she has to get lifted, and that one and the Squirrel song. Those are very intense songs.
Yeah.
Because they have to lift her up and throw her all over the place, and I only had to be lifted once. I only got to be lifted once. Being lifted, it was another like weird little dream of mine. Like I've always wanted to like have like a body wave, like people like carry me across.
Right, yeah.
And like the first day that I got to do that, I was so happy. I was like so excited. That was really fun. I'm sure there's so many things I could talk about that I feel like I'm like forgetting about because I'm just rambling at this point. Come on.
I should have prepared more questions.
I should have because I was the host, but
he's the host.
But I thought I had more. I have a lot to talk about, but now that it's over, it's kind of like I think my brain is intentionally trying to like block parts of it out of my mind because I'm like it doesn't want me to like be sad about that it's over. You know what I mean? But which for this one for me it's interesting because I am always sad when these things are over, but I'm not as sad about this one because I left it all out there. You know, because with my other ones I was ensemble. I was like, yeah, I like being ensemble, obviously, but like with this one, I feel like I really did something. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I gave people an experience, and I had an experience myself. So
yeah,
I don't really feel like unfulfilled that it's over. And like the people that are in it, most of them I'll get to see again because I have the class with them, like Magic Singers and stuff before I have to graduate. So that part of it wasn't sad either. So yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, but I hope that during this episode you put up some of the pictures.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe like fading and stuff.
Trust me, he won't.
Because they're really cool.
How dare you?
The pictures are excellent.
Yeah.
Everyone who did things for it was amazing. Yeah, I think it's probably I think we probably run it dry. If you didn't see it, I am sorry. I wish you could have come and see it, but I mean, if I understand people have scheduling things and some people didn't know about it, but that's okay. I hope you enjoyed us talking about it. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. I want to give everyone a shout out, and everyone all the Oompa Loompas. Obviously, I would go through them all, but there's so many of them. But they're all so talented and incredible. They're great people too. Like okay, here's where I'll leave it off on.
Okay.
Well,
there's a common misconception. Oh, we do a small talk. That is true. So we'll do a little transition after this. But there's a common misconception that theater kids are all, these annoying. They're always singing and they're all care about themselves and they're very
I don't think I've heard that one about
extroverted. But it's the total opposite. They're such sweet people and so support. I mean, I can't speak to everybody. For in my experience at Barberton High School and just in theater camp and stuff, they all want you to do well. They all want to bring each other up. It's a very wonderful environment, and I wouldn't do it for 4 years if I didn't want to be in that environment. So I'm very happy that I got to do it. I'm packaging up the egg right now. Is what you're hearing. All right, so now with that out of the way. Thank you everyone who listened to this and who loved the show. I loved doing the show, and I hope that you all got something out of it. But we have small talk now, so you can leave now if that's all you came for. Yeah.
Or you can stay.
Because you're a real
watch
G.
And then once we slowly become more popular, we can get money off of this. We can make money off of you.
Was that ever our goal?
No, I'm kidding. That was never our goal.
Me money.
Give me money. Give me money.
Another thing that I really wanted to bring that I opened these and I wanted to bring them was these like chocolate hamburger things, like little chocolate hamburger treats, but I ate all of them on accident.
Oh, they must have been good then.
They weren't really that good.
It wasn't on accident if you ate them all.
All right, so small talk.
Yeah, what's been going on other than the music?
I only have one thing. Okay. That I sent it to you guys. I wanted to send it. I wish that Spotify didn't do like that auto thing where like it's like here, listen to this fun album because it really isn't a fun album.
Yeah.
But I was recommended this months ago, but I'm sure that people have listened to it. It's called Hawaii Part 2. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the band Tally Hall. They wrote the song Ruler of Everything, where it's like, do you like how I walk? Do you like how I talk? Yeah, which is, I love that song. I love that band. But they, people thought that they weren't around anymore, but almost a few years after they broke up, they kind of secretly formed this other band called Miracle Musical and made one album called Hawaii Part 2, which is like it almost is like poetry the way that it's like presented. Like it's hard to understand unless you like really think about the words they're saying.
Right.
But it's one of those albums that like tells a story about a man who like goes to Hawaii, meets his love, and then something snaps and like he kills her in the woods, and then he gets the electric chair and his mind goes crazy, and then he accidentally drowns himself because he thinks that he sees her or something it the way it's presented is so cool. Like they use all kinds of like things like reversed audio, which I hate, but it creeps me out. But it's really cool.
Drowned himself.
And like
that's so cool.
Like you can like hear like whispering in some of the songs. Like if you're like isolated, you get like hints about what's happening and stuff. And I love it. I love when there's a piece of media like that has like mysteries and secrets and things to unpack, but it's also just good on its own.
Right.
Like the music, it's nothing but bangers. The whole soundtrack, the whole what do they call it? What album is? Yeah. So I highly recommend you listen to it if you're into that kind of stuff. It is definitely a very it's not for the faint of heart. It's very creepy, and it's upsetting, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I think that's. I don't think I really have any other small. I haven't really been doing much. I'm gonna have a lot more small talk the next few days because I'm gonna be doing nothing with my life. I'm gonna get a job, which actually might be good for small talk because
maybe.
Yeah, I also need to get a job.
What else? Hunter has stuff I know.
So the last episode we recorded that was we were here, actually recorded, except for his. I was watching Supernatural. I finished that, and then I finished its prequel show that is set in an alternate universe, which is also really good. They're both really good shows. I got Ultra Kill and Inscription this week or last week, and I've beat the first part of Inscription.
Spoilers. Be careful. Just tread very lightly here. But yeah, I don't want to spoil this game for anybody who hasn't played it yet.
I beat the first part of
Inscription,
the game.
sure. Okay.
Inscription. It doesn't really say much. I mean,
that's good. That's good.
A lot of games have parts to them. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything that happens and.
Yeah.
Don't
even say that.
I beat that part of Inscription. And then I've been playing some Ultra Kill 2. It's a really fun game.
What is that game? What is it? It's like a shooter game, right?
It's like Doom in a sense, but not like Doom. You start off in like this.
That's like a fair way to describe something. It's like this, but not like this.
Well, it's Doom. It's like Doom in the aspect of it. The way of it being a shooter is like Doom, but the stuff that happens in the game is different from Doom. It also it takes place in hell. And you like kill.
Well, I've never been there, so I wouldn't know.
You're killing like this.
Isn't that Doom? Well, Doom is like demons, but
Doom. Okay, Doom is this guy who is a human who is just really, really strong.
But it takes place on like.
It takes place on Earth.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just demons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it takes place in our universe. As in, like, it takes place in, like, Milky Way. But demons have taken over the Earth and other places, like, inside of Mars. Anyways, taking off the track of...
Ultra
Kill. You're playing as a robot, and you there's a whole bunch of different weapons, and you get, like, side versions of those weapons. There's an alternate version of one of the weapons you can get. And you just kind of go through this, like, kind of, like, elevator type thing, but it's not, like, really an elevator. You just fall down. It's like a hole.
Oh, is it a roguelike?
No, because you don't get different weapon. You don't get like different weapons to use. You get weapons towards like the end of some levels, and then you just have those weapons. You just have those weapons throughout the entire game. And yeah, you just like fight a whole bunch of bosses, and at the end of like every 3 or 4 levels, you fight like the main boss of the place.
Got it. And this is the same people who published Faith: The Unholy Trinity, and they're Easter eggs in both games.
Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this game. But yeah, it's really fun.
It's cool.
It's very difficult too.
And there wasn't one other thing that you. I think there was something that you said, or else that I can't remember that you said. When it was you, did you have something you said?
I was actually just about to say I don't think I have any small talk.
I think there was something else.
I feel like there was something else, but I don't remember now.
Hunter and I are going to a hockey game. I'm going to New York, and I'm going to New York next Monday.
Oh yeah, what are you doing there?
Not recording the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're gonna have to figure that out.
Jeez, Luke, you always.
I'm just gonna. Sorry, we'll figure it out. Hey, we made it through the toughest.
I know, yeah.
Ever. We can figure it out.
That's true.
Oh yeah, what are we gonna do now? Because the Minecraft movie comes out the 3rd and the 4th.
Oh, that's very important.
Yes.
Because we've already planned on watching that.
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey.
Okay.
Flint and Steel.
Have you seen the new one?
Flint and Steel.
The nether.
Release.
Spitting out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we gotta figure out when we're gonna watch that.
We're gonna watch that.
I said when we're gonna watch that.
It's been a while since you've been to a movie, so.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that pal will be in this one too.
Maybe. Yeah.
But hey.
We also gotta watch
That's just a
Invincible,
theory.
which it's so dumb. Why is his name Invincible if I can see him?
No. Okay, we're signing off.
Yeah.
We're gonna count down to 3. From 3, I meant to say. 3, 2, 1.
Peace out, Media Junkie.